Hello, this is David Kozich, Chief Spiritual Officer for the LoveMakers Foundation, based here at our spiritual headquarters in Lake Arrowhead. And the pandemic goes on in America. We have the Democratic Republic presidential race. Jobs are low. The most unemployment is up. But despite all this, it's been a busy week for me as well, bringing justice to the world. There were some court appearances in the temporary restraining order area of the law, many trials where judges have to weigh the truth of one side or the other. But in the end, I think justice is done. But it's really trying to bring truth and find truth. And I realized, talking to a lot of our love makers this last week, experiences with Deborah, going to the desert, meditating, that it's difficult. I have to say that for me personally, love is truth. Love is absolute truth. Absolute consciousness through love is God. And I've connected, had the pleasure and the privilege and the amazing spiritual experience to connect at the highest level because of love. Because I have found that when one becomes love, you will find your highest source. And I think most times that source will be God, will be an infinite intelligence, will be something beyond your experience of your intellect. But I've been made aware, very aware, that how do you find love? How do you know love is the way? How do you know love is going to connect you with God? How do you know that love is going to give you what we've been talking about for the last year? That love is essence. So today's talk, and I want to keep it a little bit lighter, and we'll be talking about a lot of different things today. But today's talk is called Love, Find Your Voice. Because it's up to each and every one of you to find your path to your highest source. Hopefully it's a path to find your path to God, but really it's to find the path to yourself, to your greatest and highest consciousness. And I saw a movie called The Opening Act. And it's about a comedian who was in some boring insurance job. He wanted to be a stand-up comic. Finally gets an opportunity to be an MC for a comedy club. And he goes there. He does pretty well the first night. Then he tries his own material, bombs totally. He's depressed. He's going to give it all up. But he was able to have a lunch or two with a famous comic who had made it but was sort of on the downside of his career, and he was depressed. He was going to give it all up. And he goes, well, what do you do? And the veteran comic was sort of tied to the vest about things, but then for one moment, and a lot of times to become enlightened or to find love as the way to find love as your connection, or to become love, which is my sincere desire for all of you, to connect with your highest source. It just takes one moment. And that one moment was when the veteran comic told our main character, find your voice. Everybody who is great in the comedic field has a voice. Whether it be Seinfeld or DeGeneres or any other famous comic. Find your voice. Be true to yourself. How do you do that? Well, awareness directs thought. Thought directs your energy. If you can grow in awareness, I guarantee you that you'll grow in love. Once you become aware, and you're going to become aware of everything around you, everything that is. And that's one advantage of this pandemic. You're forced to be by yourself. Because life is distracting. You live in an environment of distraction. Your job, family, relationships, television, athletic, sporting events, music. You can go through your whole life distracting yourself. But when you're with yourself and you think about life, and you take a deep breath, and you don't think, and just let the breath flow or let your light energy flow, you're going to find that there's a lot more out there. You're going to find that there's a universe out there, and that it's you and the universe, and that it is you. And when you do that, you're going to start to realize that love is the way. That going beyond yourself is the way. But there are many obstacles to love. People don't believe in love. You know, you're not even aware that you are loved. I'll guarantee you right now, you are loved by something or some force, by someone right now. You are loved. If nothing else, you're loved by yourself. Allow yourself to love yourself. That's really all you need. To suspend judgment about yourself, to observe yourself and the beautiful person and the love that you are. That's all you have to do. And LoveMakers is dedicated, we're dedicated to help people become aware of love, the power of love, the beauty of love. That's all it is. But we also know, and I know, that when you become love, you'll connect to your highest self. I've talked to people who have been enlightened. I've talked to people who have their what they're called I. I've talked to people who have connected with God, with infinite intelligence, with whatever you call it, with Krishna, with Jesus, with Allah. The commonality is that internal love. Whether it be Martin Luther King or Gandhi or Jesus, the essence is love. Ram Dass, a academician who was at Harvard, also named Richard Alpert, did experiments with LSD when in Harvard in the, I believe, late 60s, early 70s, got kicked out, then went on a quest for spirituality, for spiritual oneness in India. And he found what he was looking for. He found his highest self. And he said, you are loved just for being who you are. You are loved for who you are. But you need to learn to receive that love. He went on to say, and in his laters especially, that I am loving awareness. How do you get there? It can be experience, as Ram Dass spent a few years in India. It can be your thought that takes you to a different level. But in the end, you have to go beyond your intellect. You have to go beyond your experience. You have to get that feeling, experience, intellect, emotions, get them. Your entire consciousness has to be centered on love. And when that happens, you'll be amazed. Ram Dass also said the object of our love is love itself. It is the inner light in everyone and everything. I believe that is truth. And I know that when you experience it, that you'll find your truth. And dear God, and I believe your greatest benefit will be in loving God, in loving that infinite source, in loving infinite intelligence, understanding the grace, all that is. But dear God, allow everyone in this world, everyone watching this YouTube video, all of my loved ones, all of everybody's loved ones, the entire world, allow each and every individual at this moment to experience the awareness of all that is and love. I pray that everyone experiences the power of love, the beauty of love, the joy of love, the courage of love this moment. And I declare that I and you experience the immense power of this moment and be aware of the immensity of love, the greatness of love, and connect at this moment with our highest source. So it is, so be it. Amen. There's another way to connect with love, and that is nature. And this past week, I know that Deborah Kozich and Kathy Wong gave a tremendous full nature Reiki experience to women from Southern California who came to experience nature. And I think what they found is love. But let's bring on my special guest today, also our CEO of LoveMakers Foundation, Deborah Kozich, to talk a little bit about nature, awareness, and love. Deborah, it's a pleasure. I'd like to give you your time to discuss nature, love, and awareness.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead.
Nature, love, and awareness. That'll tie right into your talk this week. So thank you for a wonderful love message this week, David. As every week we look forward to your weekly love messages to inspire and to bring more love to the world. And mostly it is about awareness and connecting with your highest source. And we had a great event this week in getting in touch with the many gifts that nature offers us just to take time to be, to connect with our sources of seeing and smelling and hearing and feeling and touching. And that brings forth awareness. And in that awareness, you connect with all that is of love. And with that, you learn to love unconditionally without conditions. You also learn how to connect with what love is not. When you become aware and you connect with nature and you find ways to educate yourself and just learn to be and listen to the whispers that nature offers, you can connect with what love is not so that you can grow and adapt and welcome what love is. So thank you to everyone that joined us, and thank you, David, for introducing and sharing our experience, because it was a wonderful nature experience, and we will be having more, but it is about finding different ways that work for you to connect with your highest source, which means just simply be, and that will guide you to the ways of love and what love truly is. So thank you.
Deborah, thank you. What do you think it is about nature that ties you into love? I mean, what is it about it? Is it the fact you're able to by exposing your senses to nature, the sight, seeing, knowing, feeling, touching, smelling, tasting, hearing, that combining all those senses lets you go beyond that, to get beyond your senses? Is that something that you think happens?
Yes, what happens is you're able to let go of your ego because you're able to come into a silent stillness and learn how to just listen. And listen with intent. Listen with the message of what comes to you from love instead of from fear. And nature allows you to do that because it forces you to just sit and pay attention to what is, what's always been. And that's one of the best gifts you can give yourself. So I recommend, if you can't get to a nature retreat, to get out in nature 5 to 10 minutes a day, or open your window and sit by your window and let the sun come in, because it just wakes up your senses. And ask, and you shall receive. And love will guide you.
Love will guide you. Love is the way. Get on our website, LoveMakersFoundation.com. All the information's there. Call us with prayer requests, spiritual counseling needs, anything you need. We're about love. We're tying in the love. We're leading the love revolution. And the nice thing is, even though I'm the spiritual leader of the LoveMakers Foundation, very rarely when you have a spiritual organization, you usually have just like one leader. And I love to lead. But know that there are two leaders of this foundation. And that Deborah is the original love maker, and this foundation would not be possible without her efforts, because she lives in love each and every moment of her life. She is living testament to that love is the way. So thank you very much. Love is the way.
Yes, love is the way. And real quick, I had to learn to love. So there was a time I didn't believe in love. So that's what we're about. We're helping you to find the truth about love and how to reconnect. So yes, please reach out to us. LoveMakersFoundation.com. Like, share, subscribe, and thank you everyone for sharing and liking us. And real quick also, next week, Saturday, 4 p.m., we'll be having our love sermon. Once a month we have our love sermon, and so stay tuned for that.
It'll be released definitely by 4 p.m. on Saturday, maybe earlier, but we've got some great feedback on our spiritual service. People apparently need it. We're here for you. We're going to give it. We want the love revolution to spread into the entire world. My dream is to have 7.7 billion people who are love. And love is the way.
Love is the way. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Deborah. And thank you very much. Have a great day.